Hello. The video that you're going to be seeing is a little out of focus. I'm still trying to figure this camera out. Bear with me. But again, this is just to give you a little warning, because if fuzzies make your head uncomfortable like it does for me sometimes, this probably isn't the video for you. But tune in next week and maybe it might be a little better. Thank you. Alright. Go on for it, baby. Hello, welcome back to another episode. Bear with me, I am trying to figure out how to multitask, which has never been a strong suit of mine and probably never will be. However, I'm going to keep trying anyway. So my birthday is, well, by the time this airs, it will have already happened, but I've gotten a few early birthday gifts. Finally have a microphone. Thank you. Yes, I know. It's been a long time coming. But I also have a camera now, and so I'm trying this whole video record myself while recording myself, so that it just covers all the bases. That definitely means more editing time for me, but if it means that I'm giving you more / better coverage or better content, then that's what I'll do, 'cause I will do anything for you. That's not the words. But yeah, okay. And then this effect that I have on this voice, I feel like I'm going crazy a little bit because I kind of hear myself echoing, but I kind of like it at the same time. It's like kind of mystical. Anyway, so the episode for today, I'm going to be sharing with you actually something that I've been practicing at. And I say practicing at because I'm not doing it on a consistent enough basis, but it is something that I had started doing, again, in another attempt of me to get out of the depressive funk that I had been in for the past few weeks. And so I like to call it the mindful hour. This is something that takes place in the morning. I would prefer it to start at 5 a.m., but as of late, I'm starting at 6 a.m. I know a lot of people aren't morning people, and that's fine. But for me personally, I feel like I get so much more done with my day the earlier that I wake up, because I feel like I'm not racing against anybody. Like, I'm up so early that I can get so much accomplished, and by the time other people wake up, I still have the rest of the day to do whatever. That was more so important when the world was open and I can actually go out and do things with people. But I think even more so now, it allows me more time later on in the day to kind of goof around if I want to. But I have so much going on for me right now that I don't even have time for that, which is slightly a bummer, because boy do I love binge watching me a show, but now it's putting things into perspective for me. So, but I'll talk about that a little bit more in another episode. But for this, the mindful hour, I think that's the title. It's a working title. I still haven't figured out what I want to call it in full, but essentially the idea is you do not want to touch your phone the first hour that you wake up in the morning, I guess, other than to turn off your alarm, assuming that you use your phone as an alarm clock. But also, the only time you can use your phone is if you use it for like other purposes, like meditation, or if you do dream journals like I do sometimes. I do that in my notes, so that requires me to use my phone for that. But basically, don't touch your phone to check emails, check your socials, none of that stuff. Like, the first hour of you being awake needs to be dedicated to you. And so what does that look like for me? So the first thing that I like to do as soon as I wake up is a meditation. Now, I know that this is very risky waters for a lot of people, especially people like me who like to meditate with their eyes closed. It's definitely kind of like tempting you to go back to sleep, but that's why you want to make sure that when you do this meditation, you're not laying down, which can be an option. But for me, I like to sit crisscross applesauce with my back against the wall, still with the lights off and stuff, maybe dim, depending on the mood I'm trying to set. But yeah, so I start with a guided meditation in the morning. And as of right now, I currently use the Calm app because Kaiser was offering it for free for a year for everybody who is insured under them because pandemic. So I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm definitely utilizing this. So they have a lot of great meditations, stories, sleep stories that you can listen to. It's a great app. You can do a mood tracker. Like, there's so much that they offer, but I definitely like to use the meditations that they have because there's so many different kinds. So that usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes depending on which meditation I choose. So after I do that meditation, I also always keep a bottle of water by me because sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night dehydrated for no reason. So I always like to make sure I keep a water bottle at my side. But if I don't end up drinking some of it throughout the night, I make sure that I chug that bottle of water before I even step out of bed so that I'm getting at least 2 glasses of water, which is like 16 ounces. 2 glasses of water to start my day because, sleeping for 8 hours, that's going to definitely affect what's going on inside your body. So want to make sure one of the very things that my tummy touches is some water. So that's what I do. And then I do my morning routine in terms of like washing my face, brushing my teeth, all that greatness. And after that, I like to turn on the frequency 528. And if I'm not mistaken, that frequency is really good for like affirmations and, like a high energy happiness type of vibe. And so while that frequency is playing, I like to do a couple of affirmations in the mirror. This is a very important step. I love to look in the mirror and say it so that like I can see myself, I'm smiling, I'm telling myself I love me, and I don't stop until I believe it. Because sometimes it's like, you're waking up, you're a little groggy, so like you're saying it, but you're not really meaning it. So I sit in that mirror and I keep saying it until I, fully officially mean it. And then I move on to the living room where I bring out my yoga mat. I'm not really into yoga, or not that I'm not into it, but I'm not there yet in terms of my stretchiness. And so I like to do morning stretches while still listening to that frequency sound, and then continuing the affirmation sometimes if I do feel like that extra, And then I also repeat a couple of manifestations that I've been really meditating deep on, and I'll share with you my 3 super deep my 3 manifestations that I've been meditating on deeply have been good health, romantic love, and success in all of my businesses and or passion projects. So those are the 3 things that I've been really, really, really honing in and focusing on. So while that frequency is playing and I'm stretching, I'm just constantly affirming it and repeating it in my head as well. And then if I have time, or depending on how I'm feeling, I'll either do a sleep journal and mood track, like see how I'm feeling that morning and like how I slept that night, kind of document that a little bit. And by the time all that's done, an hour has passed and like I'm ready to start my day, whatever that entails. But I really like this routine for me because it pretty much encompasses all the things that I believe in terms of like, making sure I'm staying hydrated, making sure that if I'm not gonna do another meditation, at least I do one at the start of my day versus at the end, because I want whatever comes out of that meditation to stick with me throughout the day. I'd rather that than like do it at night and then like have a meditation when I go to sleep, which is cool and I do enjoy doing that as well, but I like to definitely make sure I get that done in the morning. And then the affirmations in itself, looking in the mirror, like first thing when you wake up, I would love that to be like just time for me. And the fact that I'm not touching my phone, looking at social, seeing who liked a picture or who commented back, like those things, all those things can wait. They're not important. They're not as important as we like to make them be. So I definitely like to make sure that I give time to myself for that. And I've been seeing a bit of a change in me. I haven't done it consistent enough to really be able to document how much of a change, but this is a routine that I personally really enjoy. And in terms of a challenge for this week, I definitely challenge you to figure out how to make your morning routine a bit more mindful, whether that be incorporating morning meditation or doing some morning stretches or drinking 16 ounces of water, whatever it might be, because it really will start to affect your day in a positive way. So I really hope you do that challenge, and let me know how it goes for you. I would really love to see the change, and we can talk about it, and hopefully and maybe hold each other accountable, because I'm really bad at staying consistent and being disciplined. So that's something that I'm always working on. So if you need an accountability partner, I got you. Maybe it depends. Oh, but yeah, okay, that's all I have for y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. And from the bottom of my heart,